What is up, my ninjas? I'm Strydent, and welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a quick review. I told you I was bringing those back. I know it's been a little bit of time, but you know, I do keep my word, even if it takes a while. I'm bringing back the quick review style, and we're taking a quick look at the amazing, what was this called? Legacy of Revoltech Jigen. He's one of my favorite characters. He's from one of my favorite anime of all time, Lupin the Third, which is actually, I think, a movie just dropped, the new CG movie for that series, which looked fucking amazing. So I'm definitely gonna be checking that out at some point and letting you know if it's good or not, for like the 4 people who are paying attention. Where to start? Okay, so I told them guts a long time ago I was gonna do this review, and it took me forever to do it, and I'm finally doing it. I apologize for how long that took, because, you know, I figured it was kind of I figured I was gonna get to it sooner, but then things started piling up. I've cleaned this desk off, this review area, probably like 10 different times. Then the Joy Toy stuff started coming out, and I started to get kind of, you know, into that stuff, and not so much focusing on some of these older reviews that I wanted to knock out. So with that being said, I figured I will finish those reviews in this style. This is the quick review style. It works perfectly for this sort of thing. So I'm going to do that now. So Jigen, he's pretty dope. He is essentially a repaint with a slightly different head and a couple different accessories of our boy Lupin here. Sorry. These guys are funny when it comes to standing them up. If you don't do it just right, then they're gonna fall over and fuck up your display. Because of those Revoltech joints, you have to get their feet at the perfect angle so that the clicks work right. You know what I'm saying? So like where it clicks is where it stops. So turn it over here a little bit more. So yeah, I dig these figures a lot. I didn't get the Figuarts versions because the Figuarts versions at the time were more expensive and came with less stuff, whereas these guys here came with a ton of stuff, and they were just a little bit cheaper than the Figuarts ones. So let's talk about the look of this figure. I'm still going to go through the same points that I normally do. I'm just going to go through them in a little bit less detail, especially since we've already established that from top to bottom, from a physical standpoint, he's a redo of this guy. Okay, so the main thing with him is this face sculpt. You can see he's got the cool cigarette in his mouth. He's got the nice hat, and you can never see his eyes. I love that. Dude's just too cool. Love it. And his like Michael Jackson moonwalker aesthetic. It's a dope figure though. Let me pose him with his hand off of the hat though. What I like the most about Jigen is that he's like he's like Lupin's road dog. So if you grew up watching Lupin the Third, you know Lupin tends to just not think and jump into action, and Jigen seems to be like his best friend, who's essentially always down to help him out if something happens. He doesn't even have to ask him. He will be ready to back up his homeboy. And for that, you know, that makes him awesome. Everybody needs to have that kind of friend. As far as this design goes, it's really simple. It's exactly the same parts, you know, same coat. You can see that here. The coat's the same. The little hole for the peg, for the stand is there. Feet, the soles of the feet are the same. The legs are the same. Even some of the accessories that they come with are exactly the same. So there's not too much to really go into detail about. I'll show you the accessories. Look up, Jigen. Come on now. I know you're too cool, but at least look up. Let's put you over here. Just look how cool he is, though. I love it. He's so damn cool. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And like a lot of figures, they don't have the full-on cool attitude that this guy has. They don't stand in the same kind of way. They don't. They just don't emote. I guess that's the important word. Emote. They don't emote as well as these guys do. And that is despite having the strange shoulder joint that I know a lot of. This was a deal breaker for a lot of people. That it is kind of weird. But I mean, like, if you use it right, it's hard to notice that it's, 100% that it's there, because if you get a really good pose and you turn it and keep it out like that, it looks more like a wrinkle in the coat, and you excuse it as a toy. I'm not one of those people who's so OCD that when I pose a toy and the joints are showing, I'm caught up in the fact that I am posing a toy and the joints are showing. Oh, so there is a difference. I forgot to tell you, there's another difference. Under his coat is his pistol. Ooh, you can't see that. Let me move out of the way. Can you see that? We'll lean him over a little bit. Come on, use that joint. See it? There you go. See? Pistol. Beautifully sculpted. I think it's removable. Yeah, it is removable. I totally forgot about that. So the pistol itself has a little peg, as you can see. Come on, wake up. Let's get that in. There we go. So it has a little peg. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know how clear that's coming across. And it's supposed to look like it's in a holster, Looks good. Sorry, that probably looked really weird, but it looks pretty good. All right, so let's talk about his accessories. So I tried to put them together based on what they actually do. You can see you've got the pistol that goes behind him, behind his back. You've got the hand holding the pistol, which I like that they do this because it makes things a lot simpler. You don't have to keep track of the pistol. I mean, I guess you could keep track of that, but it's just easier when the gun is in his hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much simpler, and I like that. Next you have the reload hand, which is pretty nice. Then you have the hand holding the bullets to reload. Very nice detail. So we have the, of course I'll drop that, bullets in his hand, which is awesome. So it allows for really cool, loading up the gun situations, which I like. I think that's really well done. Sorry about that. We have two fists for, fighting, which is awesome. Just like the ones on Lupin. Hair on the back of the hand and everything. Then we have a holding things hand. Come on, clear up. Stop playing. Specifically to hold his Zippo. Let me situate it and then I can show you. And it's even got a flame in there, which is pretty awesome. And voila. Pretty nice, right? Come on, guys. Stop falling out of my hands. Let's put it on the ground so you can see. See that? Looks pretty cool, right? And then we have his straight up spark in the ism hand. Put that spliff in his hand. I like that. And then there's the miniature, let's zoom in on it actually. His little cigarette. Look at how small that thing is. I mean, that's some serious detail. Now, he doesn't have a hand for that, but I'm sure you could fit it in between the fingers on this one. And that is it. Oh, no, that's not it for accessories. Next, we have the wall. Now, what I like about this wall is that it's perfect for like hiding behind. The explosions or impact shots are removable, just like with the ones for Lupin. And he has his chair, which you see him sitting in right here, which is pretty awesome. I dig it. It looks good. Have him relaxing, like, yeah, man. And then, of course, you have the two heads. You have the, oh shit, something's going on head. And then you have the, yep, I'm a badass head. Or the Abe Lincoln head, as I like to call it. Reminds me very much of like Miyazaki artwork and whatnot. I'm sorry that it's not in focus. But it's very awesome looking, you know? And that is all of the things. Oh, his stand. He comes with two stands. Just like Lupin. There's the clear acrylic stand with the peg. And then there's the traditional Revoltech stand. Everybody knows this, the old school Revoltech stand. It does not have a clamp. It pegs into the back of the figure. And that is it for accessories. So that is my look at this amazing figure right here. I like him a lot. Let me change the angle so we can see a little bit more of him being all badass, posing all hard. He's like a Calvin Klein ad. There's like a fashion design element to the whole Lupin art style, the Monkey Punch art style when it comes to Lupin. Everybody's so just cool, like effortlessly cool, you know what I mean? It's like a real snapshot of the time because, I mean, it's from what? He started this in what, the 60s, I want to say? And it's just been going on and going on and going on, and it feels like it gets better as time goes on because people understand, you know what I mean, this aesthetic. So, you know, props to Monkey Punch, rest in peace. Thank you for bringing us such an awesome series. I'm surprised that it's not more popular than it is, but I grew up on it and I enjoy it and I love Jigen. He was one of my favorite characters. He's been one of my favorite characters for a long time. Lupin is also one of my favorite characters, this goofball. My son acts like him and he's actually built like him, my older son. So we always make jokes about him being Lupin, a reincarnation of Lupin in real life. But I love these guys, you know. I feel like they don't get the attention that they should get because it's not, they're Revoltech's number one, and you know how Revoltech is. Number two, Lupin the Third itself is just not the most popular franchise, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't get the attention that it gets in comparison to other franchises out there. But if you have an inkling or even like the slightest bit of interest, go check out the series. You can find it all online. You can find all the movies on YouTube. You will dig it. There's crime for those of you who like crime stuff. There's the heroic aspect because he is a gentleman thief. And then there's like so much action and just insanity when it comes to the situations that they find themselves in. So I think you guys will dig it. Anyway, that's been my quick review of Daisuke Jigen. and from Revoltech. This is the Legacy of Revoltech version. There is I think it's the Amazing Yamaguchi version. I don't know which one's more expensive. The Legacy of Revoltech ones come in this yellow container, yellow box. So if you find that, you know what you're looking at. These are the older releases. You might find things like joints will be a little bit kind of loose, I guess, in certain places. I mean, the Revoltech joints themselves still have the click, but where the joint connects to the body part, like here in his thigh, and sometimes the knees are a little bit, after you've played with it a little bit, they get a little slack, I guess is the term. You might have to do the nail polish or super glue or whatever, floor polish, to get that stiff again or tight again. But other than that, these are amazing figures. They're well done. They're totally worth I paid like 50. No, actually, I got him and Lupin again. That's how I had to get him, for about $40. So you can find them for fairly cheap, and it's worth it. As far as I know, there are no bootlegs of these guys, so you don't have to worry about whether or not you have an official one or a phony one. And yeah, that's about it. So again, this will do it for me. I have been Strydent. This has been the Revoltech Legacy of Revoltech Jigen from Lupin the Third, and on to the next one.